Jackie Robinson was the first Black American to play in the major leagues. Completely false. So first to begin, happy Black History Month to those who are celebrating. And at this time of year, there are typically three myths that constantly are retold. I keep hearing it over and over and over. And honestly, about 5-7 years ago, I actually believed one of these myths and I actually retold it myself. So let's get into the three most popular Black history myths that need to go away. Number one, Jackie Robinson was the first Black American to play in the major leagues. So Jackie Robinson, amazing man. Like, I just love this guy. I mean, he's a great role model to me as I think about being a man. Amazing man, but he was not the first Black American to play in the major leagues. It was actually Moses Walker back in the 1800s. Now, while that isn't a significant difference, the fact that we're talking about history and the fact that we can look up this information and document it, we should get this history right. Because we too often, in Black history and Black communities, we put so much prominence on one person to be the first, to be the greatest, to be the fastest, whatever it is. We forget that there are other people involved in making Black history what it is. Number two, oh my goodness, I can't stand this one. It drives me up the wall. People still say this. And I'll give you a little backstory on this. I remember a colleague of mine, he was in another teacher's classroom, and she was telling the story of Rosa Parks. And it went something like this. One day, Rosa Parks, she had just gotten on the bus and sat down, and she sat in a white seat, and she was just so tired and so old, and she had worked so hard all day that she just thought, I've had enough, and she just refused to get up off that seat. That tired old woman. Myth. Just, man, where do I even start with this one? First off, Rosa Parks was not old when she sat down in that seat. Next, Rosa Parks had not worked a long shift. She had worked a standard, I think it was about 8 to 5 shift, maybe 8 to 6. It was a standard shift that she had worked. It had not been long hours. The other part is this belief that Rosa Parks just said, I have had enough and I can't do it anymore. I'm going to sit down in this seat. I'm not going to get up. Rosa Parks had previously been arrested multiple times before this. I think more people know that fact. But the depiction of Rosa Parks as this elderly, tired old woman who just didn't want to get up. That's not true. Myth number three, and I think this one is the lesser known myth, and it's that civil rights began in the 1960s. It did not. Civil rights did not begin in the 1960s. Some people say it started in the 1800s with Ida B. Wells. Some people even take it back further than that into the late 1700s when there were the first movements for abolition. Now, with all that said, let me ask this question. What are you going to do about the myths?